Imagine hoofbeats echoing across a barren landscape, a rhythmic thump that grows louder, faster, until it seems the sky itself trembles. A figure emerges, pale, hollow-eyed, silent. Behind him stir the shadows of the dead. This isn't horror fiction, it's prophecy. In the hidden pages of Revelation, the final book of the Bible, there lies a scroll, sealed 7 times, gripped in the hand of God. Earth or heaven holds no one worthy to break it, except one, the Lamb. As each seal cracks open, the apocalypse doesn't explode, it unfolds. 4 horsemen ride forth. They speak no words, they offer no warnings. Instead, they bring devastation, conquest, war, famine, death, striding across centuries of interpretation, becoming symbols of collapse, dread, and divine judgment. But beneath the cloak of symbolism lies a deeper question. Who or what are they? Where do they come from? What awaits when they return? The story begins with one man exiled to a remote rocky isle named Patmos. His days are marked by quiet oppression, not swords, but silence. His name, John. Tradition says he was the last apostle, banished for preaching truths that rattled an empire. One day, a door opened in heaven. A trumpet voice beckoned. What he saw wasn't solace, it was the end. Thus was born the book of Revelation. Less history, more dream, more warning. At its heart lies a scroll held by divine grip, sealed not once but 7 times. None in heaven or earth was deemed worthy until he stepped forward, the Lamb, scarred yet sacrificial. As he shatters the seals, a thunderous voice announces judgment, and 4 horsemen emerge. They appear one after another, fully formed, no origin story, no names, no backstory, save one occasional title. They are not angels nor demons, but personifications of judgment itself. Yet they echo older visions. Centuries before Revelation, Zechariah described colored steeds, white, red, black, dappled, divine watchers sent across the earth. Even earlier, myths across cultures spoke of spectral riders, plagues, war spirits, omens astride horses, heralds of collapse. In Revelation, though, they aren't messengers. They are the message, white, red, black, pale. They carry a crown, a sword, scales, and a name. They're unleashed, not born. First, the white horse, conquest. Its rider wears a crown, carries a bow. The scroll reads simply, "He went out conquering and to conquer." White is purity. But this isn't Christ, though Christ himself appears later riding white. Some early interpreters saw this rider as gospel spread, a victorious march of faith. Others saw a darker twist, a false messiah, a deceiver cloaked in virtue, spreading control via ideology, not steel. Over time, this rider morphed in minds. Romans saw him in emperors draped in white triumph, popes in medieval power wielding faith as political authority, colonial powers riding in the name of civilization to conquer and erase. Today, he might be modern ideology, quiet, systemic, appearing virtuous while eroding freedoms. Then the second seal, war. A rider on a fiery red horse, sword raised high, not conquest, but rupture. He removes peace from the earth. Where treaties crumble, civil strife blooms, friends turn on neighbors. The Roman facade of Pax Romana, peace enforced by brutality, underlied endless violence. Revolutions, world wars, riots. They all feel the red riders burn. He doesn't orchestrate war. He allows it, fuels it. Third seal, famine. A black horse, rider holding scales. A voice calls out the price of staple foods, wheat, barley, telling of a world where one day's wage barely buys enough bread. Oil and wine, luxuries, are untouched. Famine here is not mere hunger, it's economic collapse, inequality, access denied by price. In the Great Depression, hungry lions stood as grain was destroyed. Today, hyperinflation makes bread a privilege. The black rider represents market cruelties and class divide. Food exists, but not for you. Then silence, no trumpets, only stillness, and the pale horse appears. Its rider named Death. Behind him, Hades, grave underworld, trailing souls. Pale, green-gray, the color of decay. Death doesn't strike. He harvests the consequences. All paths converge here. War, famine, conquest, they lead to him. He is the silent collector, named for his inevitability. Hades is shadow, not fiery hell, a realm of the forgotten. Death rides in pandemics, mass graves, ecological collapse. He doesn't chase. You walk into his path one way or another. Seen straight, they're a sequence of collapse, ambition, breakdown, deprivation, mortality, a system unraveling, but they're also cyclical. Every empire, Babylon, Rome, modern states, has hosted these riders again and again. Conquest, war, famine, death, repeat. In other cultures, Norse Ragnarok, Kali Yuga in Hindu thought, Hopi purification prophecies. They resonate the same cycle. Perhaps the horsemen aren't future nightmares. They're perpetual truths. Myth, metaphor, warning, literal or figurative, they tap into a universal fear. The end isn't fire, it's silence. John of Patmos's vision didn't end at ink and parchment. Those riders galloped into art, literature, culture. Medieval tapestries showed skeletal steeds trampling all. Renaissance paintings turned them into morality tales. Conquest as ambition, war as pride, famine as greed, death as consequence. Writers echoed them. Blake, Eliot, modern poets. In film and games, they become avatars. Literal, abstract, mutated. Sometimes they fight. Sometimes they serve chaos. But always they carry the same dread. The end is near. We see the pattern in headlines, markets, and viruses. At the end, it isn't the apocalypse, it's revelation. The horsemen don't destroy, they reveal what we already are, broken, powerful, starving, mortal. And once the seals break, the world can't go back. So, are these riders coming or already here? In policy, disease, inequality, conflict. The question is not when, but how we face them. Because they ride not with thunder, but purpose. Revelation speaks not just of doom, but of insight, and perhaps a plea. If you found this journey into prophecy and metaphor stirring, don't forget to hit subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Your engagement helps us keep exploring stories like this. But before we close, let's consider, are we witnesses or participants? Systems we build can become the White Rider's ideology. Our wars, literal or cultural, echo the Red Rider. Economic imbalances mirror famine. And every day, death edges closer in our policies, neglect, environment. Yet the vision of Revelation isn't a dirge, it's warning. It asks us to see, to break the seals not on a scroll, but on our assumptions, to confront the riders within our structures, our politics, our ethics. To watch the riders is to understand choice. We might never silence them. Humans repeat patterns. But we can refuse to glamorize conquest, romanticize war, accept famine, ignore death. We can build systems with equity, resolve conflict, protect the vulnerable, honor the dead. Because if the horsemen ride, let's ride with vigilance. In the end, when the seals break and the riders gallop into seeing, we will know, not with fear, but with clarity, what kind of world we choose to live in. And that is our own reckoning